Okay, perfect. Good morning, all of you, and I'm glad to be here so that I can share my knowledge and my information. Introduction is done, so let's get started. How many of you are travel agents who are in this room? Travel agents. Perfect. How many of you are travel consultants? You believe in it's the same thing. All right. One more thing. How many of you think the destinations or the holidays that we do are a lifetime investments? Anybody who believes it, you believe, and you also believe that holiday is a lifetime investment. So when a customer walks to us, what is more important for us to do? Is it just to sell a hotel, flight, and just do the top 10 things to do? And is that the way we do the destination, or is it different? It's different, right? So we try to give the customer, technically, the experience the customer wants to go through and not exactly what we think is right. And that is the difference between a travel agent and a travel consultant. Yes, of course, it's the same thing when I say travel agent, travel consultant, but the consultant actually makes the experiences happening, and travel agent is just fulfilling the job, which an internet engine can also do. So I'm going to present you Croatia, which is full of life, and why I say that is because actually it is. I travel a lot. How many of you are Instagram and social media bloggers? Anybody in the room? Great. I guess I will connect with you and learn from you. Fair enough. So your next 45 minutes are very simple. I'll be doing a scientific test here. I'll get some water and I will test the water. You think I'm going to do that? No, I'm not going to do that. Sorry, I'm not a scientist. So we'll have a little bit of understanding on how well the people who are already traveling, they know probably Europe, to just give you a hint. Also, we're looking at a little bit of briefing. I wouldn't say that this is a destination training because training requires a lot of time, and I'm just going to give you an overview of it. Who I have with me is also Carla, and she's from Croatia. She is the subject matter expert. They are in Hall 6, just in case after this session you want to learn more about this destination, you can go there. She will be doing all the Q&A. So your next 45 minutes is all about what our customer needs. Question and answer with the tourism board. So I would request all the questions during the presentation which come across your mind, please park it, and Carla would be more than happy to help you out with that. I need a volunteer here who would be, it's a picture quiz, not rocket science, it's a picture quiz. I'm going to show you a picture. I want to see who can guess what place is that. So any volunteer here? No? Okay, let me put it this way. Who answers gets a gift. How about that? All right, so I have one now. Okay, the bribe always works, fine. I'm going to show the first picture to you, and can you guess what place is this? I can get the mic here. Right. I'll get you the mic. So anybody who can guess, I guess, yep. This is? Sorry, I cannot hear. I'll get you the mic. Tunisia. It's a beautiful place, but no, it's not Tunisia. Dubrovnik, okay. But you three answered together. You were the loudest, so probably we'll give her one gift for that. Okay, thank you very much. That is definitely Dubrovnik. I'm going to show the next picture, and she's getting a gift, so you know the bribe is actual. Who wants to go for the next one? No, you already got one. Next one, fast.
They can only do it with a microphone, can't shout it out, so only with a microphone.
Okay, there you go. So the mic is there, and one person needs to raise the hand for the next question. There we go. Okay, so can you tell me what is this place? Very, very familiar. I mean, like, wow, I know it, yeah.
Rome Collegium.
Collegium. That's right. That's actually right. That's the right answer. But your answer is not complete because the next question is now.
Okay.
Can you tell me what is this place? Am I confusing you?
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. How many of you believe it's the same thing? No, see, I have one, but I won't give you the chance again. All right, let's hear from him.
Okay, this is the city of, you're taking a picture of the city of Rome.
Okay.
Whereas the first one, we're just pointing at the Colosseum.
Sorry, I think I'm disappointed.
No.
I want to hear from somebody else.
It's the same thing. The picture from up and the picture from side. That's what it shows.
Okay, one more try. We'll give one more try to the gentleman here.
It's the city of Pula.
Right, there you go. This is Pula Arena, and this is in Zagreb. You see, this is the thing. It's the city of Pula. It's in Croatia. Yeah? All right? Good. I'm just looking at how many of you are attentive and how many would actually correct me here. Okay, so the next one. Who wants to be the volunteer for the next one? Anybody? The prizes are still there. We still have some gifts. Okay, there's one more person, but you answered it. Let's give one more try. One more person. Anybody else? Okay. Okay. All right. So tell me, which place is this from the picture?
Austria.
Oh, well, yeah, it's very beautiful. But this is not Austria. And yes, it's not Paris. All right. This is Hydra. This is in Greece. Yeah. World is amazing and world is beautiful. And finally, this looks like a landscape for... Okay, I'll give the chance to her. Let's give the mic to her.
This lakes.
Yeah, there you go. You're right. So this is Krka National Park, Croatia, but you don't get the second prize for that. Okay, so you see, by now you will get a little bit of idea on what exactly this destination is. This destination has a lot of history, a lot of nature, and a lot more. Now again, I'll test a little more. So, do you think you know Croatia? Little bit? Maybe, maybe, maybe. Let's talk in the travel agent jargons. Question number 1. So who would like to tell me what all airlines are flying? Just like maybe 1 or 2 at least. KLM, Emirates, all right. So in terms of the airlines, out of UAE, we have Emirates, Fly Dubai, Etihad, Turkish, and there are a lot of other airlines which are either via or direct, which goes out. What's the capital of Croatia? Zagreb. Well, you guys know it very well. Great. So this is Zagreb. Local currency. What is the local currency of Croatia? Kuna. Good. Good. I think good we have like limited stock of prizes because... All right. So yeah, just to give you a comparison, if you're taking a $1, it's equivalent to approximately 6 kuna, which can be used. And if your customers are going out of Dubai, 1 dirham is equivalent to approximately 1.65 kuna. So it's quite affordable. The destination is very beautiful, very luxurious, and at the same time also affordable for all our clientele. What languages do you think do we speak when we go there? One is English for sure, but of course they have their Croatian language that they speak. And finally, getting around. What do you think is the best mode of transportation to move around in Croatia? Boat, rail? Sorry, train. Okay. Well, that's pretty much true. So if I say the best way of moving around, I would strongly recommend using a rent-a-car there. The reason being is it's very, very scenic and your customers can actually drive around. And we know, especially our GCC customers, they like driving around in the country. So that's amazing. But you also have the local transportation, which is your buses, your trains. If you're just in the Zagreb city itself, you can take a Zagreb card, which is valid for 72 hours. And you have various tickets, which are like daily tickets and 48 hours tickets. Helps you, makes it easy for your customer to move around rather than every time going and, putting change in the machine. Just to let you know, not every place in Europe has the ticket vending machine. So it's easier for your customers if in case they have these city cards. Moving on, just to let you know, if you see, now while I spoke about the airlines which are going, there are a lot of domestic airports. So if you see, there is an airport in Dubrovnik, there is an airport in Split, Brac is an island, that itself has a domestic airport. Then you have Pula. So lots and lots of airports are there. If your customer wants to go directly there, they can fly into Zagreb and then they can take the connecting flights. And also, one unique point about this country is it's bordering 4 other countries. So you just need to you need not restrict your customers, just limiting that, okay, you just need to stay in Croatia. But having said that, please bear this in mind when your customers are moving around, they should be having the multiple entry Schengen visa. Yeah? Let me show you the video, enjoy the video, and see what Croatia offers you.
When you come to Croatia, you have to visit the city where I have found my love, Dubrovnik.
And you have to visit my Slavonia. You have to visit our national parks. taste our food. And see a concert in this place.
You have to learn the game in the local playground like we did.
And hit the basket on his court in our city, Šibenik.
And visit one of the sunniest coastlines in Europe.
You have to enjoy coffee on any of our squares.
And see the most beautiful Croatian building.
You have to listen to the biggest Croatian musician, the sea organ in Zadar.
And see the great cannon fire off in my city, Zagreb.
You will never walk alone on these hiking trails.
You have to party all night.
Relax all day.
Skate like this.
Climb like that.
Swim here.
Cycle there.
Sail everywhere.
When you want to lift your spirits sky high, you have to come to Croatia.
Croatia, full of life.
It's a beautiful video, isn't it? Can you give a round of applause for the Croatian guys who made this through? I did not do anything in making this video. Now, I do this very, very typically in my classroom and in my webinars which I conduct. So how would you take back the information? Are you writing somewhere? Right, you are, right? Strong memories, right? Okay, that was just a mild joke, but just in case you want to make down the note of information, please do so, because once you go out of the room, it's a busy day today for all of us. So, what is the feel that you get from this video about this country? Do you think it's good for adventure sports? Yeah? Yep, yeah. Okay, how about, do you think it's good for as a family destination? Yeah, it gives an option. How about if in case it's just about friends going and partying? You think it gives you good nightlife options? The maximum yes coming from this side, and I think this side probably is not still impressed. So tell me, what else would you say is this country good for? I want to hear from this side of the... Nature lover. Amazing. And that's what I want to tell you, that this country actually gives you hospitality. It has a lot of wellness option. If your customer wants to go for wellness retreats, you have shopping, history, you have monuments, maximum amount of monuments with UNESCO heritage site status. And that's what the tagline says. It's full of life, it's full of everything that you would expect your customer or yourself to go. I'm definitely going to this destination. Now, to talk about what I'm going to cover is just 3 cities in terms of the briefing. I'm going to talk about a little bit about Zagreb. I'm going to speak about Split and Dubrovnik. Anybody in this room who's been to Croatia already? You've been to Croatia. Okay, anybody else? Oh, there are a couple of people who've been to Croatia. That's amazing. Marco, you don't have a choice. You're from Croatia. You cannot say I've been there. Okay, so talking about the first thing first is food. How many of you are hungry right now for breakfast? I am not the sponsor, I'm just asking. So, in terms of the food, you have a variety of seafood options which are available. You have variety of sandwiches, variety of octopus salad. Personally, I would recommend that if you're looking for even food, they have their own cultural event which is just dedicated to food. So they have a Croatian food festival which takes place. Talking about halal. Now, one of a prime concern of our customers is that, will I be getting halal food? In detail, it will be covered by Carla, but just to give you an overview, yes, of course, there are mosques which are there in different cities of Croatia. At the same time, you also have halal food available. I wouldn't say that every second shop you get it, but yes, you do have places where you can get the halal food. So that wouldn't be a concern, and of course, seafood is available. Moving on, where does your customer stay? I will definitely tell you what are the things that you can do, but our concern as a travel consultant becomes is, are we giving the right destination? Are we telling them where should they be staying, or should I just randomly book something? So the most famous is the Jelačić Square, which is the city center, or you can say the center of attraction. Now you see this is an early morning picture, and the moment the day gets busier, it's completely crowded. So it has your shopping options there, it has your cafes, you have souvenir shopping, and you have a lot of things to do. If you want to see the real beauty, you should visit during the Christmas time. But of course, summer is what we are looking to book. So do book summer, but if you go in Christmas time, it's completely decorated with the Christmas market. If in case Jelačić Square is something your customer is not going to stay in, the other option is the Donji Grad, or which is also the lower town. So the city is basically divided in lower town, upper town, and the main city. So these are the three areas that you can think of booking your customers. What about shopping? How many of you are shoppers here? Shoppers? People who really shop a lot? I don't. But yes, for those who do shop, so let me again tell you, then you have the Ilika Street. So if you're looking for a high-end, your fashion designer brands, you have it on the Ilika Street. If you're looking for souvenir and a regular shopping, you have the Jelačić Square. You have the Dolek Market. This is for people, who are there for long stays and they want to buy some fresh fruits, probably, and fresh food. And also then it gives you a variety of mall shopping experiences as well. And that's across the country. Now, what can you do there? As such, in the city of Zagreb, there's a lot to do, but I will just take a few highlights. Now, when you guys see the St. Mark's Church, can you try and guess what is a similar structure somewhere close by in Europe? Something very similar to this. Anybody? Okay, I'll give you Paris. Okay, what about if I say Vienna? Does something strike to you seeing the St. Mark's Church? St. Stephen's Cathedral? I'm not sure how many of you have seen that place, but if you see, it's pretty much looks like same, though it's a smaller version. But what makes it very beautiful is the colorful emblem which is there. What you need to tell your customer, this church is only open during the Mass or the prayer time. Otherwise, you just have to go around. Then you have the main happening square, which is the main square Zagreb, and Zagreb Cathedral. They're pretty close by, again, to your lower and upper town area. So if your customer, whether he's staying in Jelačić Square, lower town or upper town, it's honestly a walking distance that your customers can go with. But you see something which is called as Museum of Broken Relationships. Has anybody heard anywhere else in the world of something like this? So what do you think this museum is all about? Sorry? Relationships? Broken relationships? Well, actually, yes, it is true. It is about the broken relationship. So there are a lot of people, when they split up, they have been donating, the things that they shared when they used to love each other. God bless them. And because of that, we have a museum itself, and it's quite popular. Again, it's open from 9 a.m. onwards, so you can tell your customers to visit this as well. I'm going a little fast, just keeping time into consideration, but park your questions. We have Carla sitting here to answer. Yes, I heard somebody mentioning about the Plitvice Lakes. That's pretty close to Zagreb, and it's around 130 kilometers. It takes around 2 to 3 hours, completely depending upon the highway that you're taking and the traffic conditions. You also have Zagreb close to Lake Bled. So Lake Bled is in Slovenia. Now what's key here is that if you're taking only a Croatian visa and you're going to Slovenia, at the checkpost, your customer might be asked. So it's again important that your customer has a multiple entry Schengen visa. Yeah. What you see beautifully here is called as the Church of Assumptions. Why they call it that? They call it because it's believed that if you go and wish something, it gets fulfilled. How many of you have unfulfilled wishes here? Nobody will raise the hand. But if in case in the mind you say, yeah, I have, but I can't say, go ahead to this church and probably with God's grace, maybe it might get fulfilled. But this is a summer picture with the turquoise, beautiful water, and if it's winter, it's completely frozen. So you can walk, Carla, right? People do walk, right? Or they skate. They don't skate, they prefer walking. It's dangerous. Okay, I was being extra adventurous. Now, this is how we wind up about Zagreb. We're going to move on to our next bit, which is from Zagreb to Split. How much time do you think it takes from moving around from Zagreb to Split for other than people who've been there? I know you will quickly answer it. So let me hear from anyone. Assumptions? 7 hours, 6 hours, 4 hours? Okay, well, you're pretty dot on. It takes around 4 hours if you're driving down. And that's why I said driving. You also have the option of taking trains or buses. But then just bear this in mind that the journey becomes a little longer. And if you're with big families, which are generally customers go with, it can be a little tedious. So again, recommended. Rent a car, and we represent Hertz. And probably all of agencies here, they do know Donata Travel is representing Hertz as a preferred partner. Moving on, now getting into Split. So where do we stay in Split? This, again, is the top-notch place, which is Riva, and this is the promenade. So if you see in the picture here, on the left is your shopping mall. It has an open shopping mall experience. All your cafes, all your high-end shopping experience, you can get there. And it's very, very lively, starting from the morning all the way till late night. You can choose a little calm and a peaceful place for your customers. If they want to see the history, they want to be in the middle of the history, they can go to the Diocletian Palace. One thing which I haven't highlighted so far, the hotels in Croatia give you two flavors. One is the boutique ones. So they are quite trendy, boutique and classy kind of hotels. It also gives you the luxury end, but it's more of the boutique hotels which you would see generally in the cities. So you need to prepare your customer accordingly so that they don't go with the wrong assumptions. Yeah? And you can always check out your hotel and reviews on tools like TripAdvisor. And today we have internet to our expense to search information. Moving on, also again, even though it says Old Town, but it's actually quite lively and very, very popular in the city for stay as well as for the events that happen there. Shopping, amazing place for shopping. What I would mention here is if you want to go on street and go to the small shops, it's the Marmontova. And if you're looking for a shopping mall experience, you have City Center One, Mall of Split, Joker, and there are quite a few malls and quite a few shopping places. Now, what can you do in Split? How many of you like snorkeling? Snorkeling? How many of you like to go and see something really like deep sea diving and that kind of an experience? Anybody who's tried it? Tried it? I mean, I tried it, but it's very beautiful. Now, this is not going to give you this experience. This is different. This is blue cave. So it's a blue color, water, and it's in the cave. So you get a very, very customized experience, a different kind of an experience if your customers are going or you are going there personally. You cannot take yachts and speedboats into this place because it's only, authorized boats which can be taken, and it's actually lasts between 15 to 20 minutes. Every time you're going in a blue cave, the tour doesn't go more than 15 to 20 minutes. You have a Croatian National Theatre. If your customers are music lover, they like opera, or they like, music, that's the place you can recommend. Bear this in mind, it's not like every day is the same event. There are different events. So you need to check on their website and accordingly tell your customer what they can do on that particular day. You also have the Krka waterfall, amazingly beautiful. The difference between the Plitvice lakes and the Krka waterfall is that in Plitvice, you're not allowed to swim. But in Krka waterfalls, you have the opportunity to swim in these beautiful waters. It's literally crystal clear. Do you think I have been to this destination? How many of you agree that I've been to this destination? No, I haven't been, and this is still just what I'm learning about it, so I cannot hold myself back from going to this place. Now, what would you recommend for people who are into adrenaline? So there are a lot of adventure trips that you can do. There is a Cetina River, and if you are a person who, or your customer is a kind of a person who's into adventure, on a very, very affordable rates, you can send for whitewater rafting, or you can do for zipline. Zipline is very interesting. It was approximately 600 kuna, which I read somewhere, which is really affordable, and you go almost 65 km per hour. Sounds thrilling. Anybody who's done zipline in this room? You've done it? Wow. I am yet to try it, but I think it's a really good one. Okay, now moving on from Split to Dubrovnik. Again, now when you're going from Split to Dubrovnik by road, you cross a 8-kilometer stretch which falls under Bosnia, where there can be a border check. Now, most of the time it doesn't happen, but just for your sake, just tell the customer that if in case there is a border check, you might be asked the Bosnia visa unless you have a Schengen visa to pass. If your customer wants to avoid this border security, they can always take a ferry from Split to Dubrovnik. Moving on, it takes approximately 3 hours if you're going from Split to Dubrovnik. So where does your customer stay? Pretty much, again, the town is always, most of the towns are divided into the main city center or Old Town and then Lower Town and Upper Town. So you have Old Town, which is, again, quite popular, quite famous, and I think this looks very, very beautiful. Then you have the option of La Part if in case your customer wants to stay very, very close to the beach and just literally enjoying the sunsets, then yes, they have the option of La Part. When I say sunset, let me also tell you Croatia proudly tells us that it receives the maximum amount of sunshine hours in the world. I used to think it's California, but I just got corrected. Okay, and then you have Gruž, which is another additional option for your customers to stay if they are not staying in the Old Town itself. What you can do in Dubrovnik, if you're a person who's into history, you want to learn about their culture, you can go to the Roop Museum. Anybody who sees Game of Thrones? I should have actually asked this. So do you know it's actually shot, or now you know that it's shot in Croatia, specifically Dubrovnik? You know it. Good. So that's again one fun fact about this country. The Game of Thrones, it's a tour. So either you can book through your local DMCs, you can find out more information by going to Hall 6 and speaking to the tourism board on how they can book the Game of Thrones tour. Or even if your customers are there, they can book it. But just again, bear this in mind, when it's a last minute thing, sometimes your customers may have to wait. There's also a local tour, which is City Walls. Dubrovnik is also known as a city within the city. So it's completely walled. And it's beautiful to look around when you walk. It takes around 2 to 3 hours to do this trip, depending upon your walking speed. So this is a must recommendation. Your customers have already done a Game of Thrones tour. They've already been to the museum. And they have done a lot of other things. But now they need to eat food. They need to relax, probably some shopping, and Old Town is the place where you can tell your customers to go and chill out. Now, if you're going during the winter season, it's amazing. That's how the open air setup is, and they can enjoy. But if it's summer season, they're all air conditioned, they would definitely love it, even inside. Add-ons, what are the additional things that you can do? So Croatia is approximately 1,200 islands, out of which 200 islands are restricted. Hundreds are inhabited by all the locals which live there, and then the remaining are there to explore. But the very, very popular ones are the Hvar, Brač, and the Korčula Island. If you see in the video which I showed you, there was a Zateleni Rat Beach. It actually changes shape with the waves. Very beautiful, amazing, again a must-visit island. You can even go by domestic flight, it has its own airport. You can also, if you're looking for a luxury beach destination, you have Hvar to your expense, and then of course the Korčula Island as well. Do you think you guys have a little bit of questions for me by now? How many of you have questions? Just to see, because I'm not sure how many of you are like, okay, I'm done now. Okay, so for those who have questions, just park it. She's just going to come in another 2 minutes. This is just to give you an idea that if in case you're going from Split, which is the main point, a lot of people mainly visit Dubrovnik and Split if they're looking for islands. So it takes approximately an hour and a half if you're going from Split to Brač. If you're going to Korčula, it takes around 3 hours. Well, if this was enough, let me also tell you, it proudly also hosts a lot of cultural events. So whether it's a family escape where they're looking for cooking together, whether it's lace making, whether it's all about probably going on a cycling or a hiking trip, there are lots and lots of events which this country again offers, and it happens time to time. You can visit the Croatian tourism site, which Carla will mention shortly. You can visit the site and you can learn more about this destination. And if you are a nightlife person, a person who would like to party, I would proudly say I am a party animal. So this again destination invites me to go and see the Pula Film Festival. That's the Pula Arena where you can see the picture. You have musical evenings in Zadar from the Festival of Lights. Must go. How many of you now say will visit Croatia? I want to see some hands up. How many of you will sell it? That's more important, but definitely go as well. They'll be happy to get you on board, but at the same time, they want more customers coming in. And very important, some questions, and this is about customer. Where do you locate your customers? Which kind of customers do you generally get? Are those the sad, smiley ones or the happy ones? Sad ones? Sad ones? Why do you think it happens? Why do you think it happens? It generally happens if you're not giving or guiding them to the right place and the right information. So whether, guys, any destination given in the world, no matter how beautiful it is, no matter how lovely it is, what's very important is to give the customer what they need. If your customer is looking for a family experience and they want to have a laid-back holiday and you put them into a adrenaline kind of an experience, they wouldn't be your happy customers. And that's what is the difference, again, I would reiterate, between a travel agent and a travel consultant. So quickly, again, I will give some prizes. What is something that you should keep in mind if you're going from Split to Brac? Sorry, from Split to Dubrovnik. If your customer is going from Split to, okay, we have a volunteer here. Let's give him the mic. Do we have the mic still? Yeah, we do. Okay. So let's hear from him. You'll get the mic and probably then you get the prize, if the answer is correct.
This is Abbas from Princess Travels. I'm the business development manager. I think you should keep in mind that you have the Schengen visa, or else you have the, at least you can go to Dubrovnik, or else you can take the ferry so that you don't have to go through that.
Amazing. He deserves definitely one gift. You can open it later. Let's not disclose it. A round of applause to the gentleman.
Thank you.
Just one last question. I will definitely... You have a question? Okay, I'll be just getting Carla on board, so she'll be helping you with your answers. Just one last question, and it's very simple. What's the best way of moving around in Croatia as a destination? Car. Okay, I think we have 1 and 2 people who answered. You already got the opportunity. Let's give them 2 prizes which are still remaining with us. Thank you very much. I would now like to invite Carla, and she would be talking, in fact, answering all your questions that you have regarding the destination. Please feel free to ask whether it's regarding your halal food, it's about areas to stay. So over to you, Carla. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm happy to welcome you on behalf of Croatian National Tourist Board. And thank you for this lovely presentation about Croatia. I'm ready for your questions. You can come on board. We can answer together if you like. Yes, ma'am.
Do we have an extra mic? Okay, I think I'll give it. No problem. I'll hand over the mic.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for your little word. My name is Modubo Yukule from Candice Travel and Tours Limited. Okay, my question goes to us. Yeah. When the speaker was talking, he specified and said, those who need to come to Croatia, right?
Yes.
Croatia has to have a Schengen multiple visa. The reason why I need to ask this question is this, because basically we are from Nigeria, and the visa being issued to the Nigerian travelers is basically the single entry visa. So when you mentioned they need to have a multiple entry visa, it means when you have a multiple visa, it means you can tour various cities in the European country. But what happens to the clients who get a single entry visa? What do they have to do? Do they need to get to the point of entry and get another multiple visa issuance? I really don't get that area, because single entry visas are usually issued to Nigerians, not multiple, mostly.
Okay, so
especially for first-time travelers.
Yeah, okay, so you have 2 choices, but if you get a Schengen visa, you can enter only Croatia. So you can do a tour in Croatia, or you can get a Croatian visa as well. So those are 2 options. But if you get a 1 entry visa, then you cannot go to Croatia and another country. So unfortunately, your travels will be limited. Yeah. Yes.
Just to add on that, so if you want to go to Dubrovnik, the only option would be by ferry if we only get like the Croatian visa, or if we
no,
can you drive down if you were to get a Hertz rent-a-car?
Yeah, you have a direct flight from Dubai to Dubrovnik right now, and you have a direct flight to Zagreb. So if you come to our capital, you can go by a car, is the best way, or you can even fly from Zagreb to Dubrovnik. That's also an option. It's a 45 minutes flight. Or you can, the other best way is to rent a car and go to Dubrovnik. It's a 6-hour drive. So, but there are direct flights to Dubrovnik from Dubai. It's a 6-hour flight.
Still on that, I just want to know, do you really have your embassy in Nigeria?
I'm not quite sure.
That's it.
I'm not from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
You are telling them that they have to go and get your Schengen visa. Somebody have said it. Sometimes you may have single entry.
Okay.
If you have been traveling very well, you can have multiple. So automatically, in Africa, where exactly do you have your embassy? You need to know where your embassy is, because I have other questions also. You have given unto us how we can enjoy your place, how we can come to spend. Do we have any opportunity for students that want to come there? Things like that, they need to know how the place is being open for the world. And where you don't have your embassy, it shows that you are not yet open to the world.
Yeah, we have an
You are being
embassy.
restricted.
Yeah, thank you. We have an embassy in Cape Town. This is what I'm sure of. I'm sorry, yes, but it's I think for the whole part, that part of Africa. I'm not quite sure about the other issues because I'm not from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but you can definitely come to our stand later. I'll ask around and give you the right information later. We're in Hall 6, so you get the info. Croatia is very open and has different kinds of attractions for students, culture, as you said here, nature lovers. We have really nice hotels. You can experience so much different things in Croatia, so I'm sure everybody will find something to do there.
Any other questions, guys? Yeah, there's one. Okay.
I'm so sorry, I have to ask you one more question
No, go
again.
ahead.
Okay, now I need to get something right. Okay. When we talk about the Croatia now, you know, it's a Schengen country, right?
No, not
It's
yet.
not a Schengen country.
No, it's not a Schengen country.
It's not.
We are part of European Union,
Okay.
and we are about to enter Schengen in 2020. So issues with the visa should be much, much more easier in 2 years from now.
So if a client gets the Schengen visa, the client is only secluded to Croatia if the person is on just the single entry visa alone. So what if you have a client who needs to tour alongside? Okay, I got a package from you now. You get, and then I need to do Croatia, and at the same time I want to touch Paris. Do you understand? What do you
And
expect?
you have only one entry visa?
Yeah.
You cannot do that. You have to get a Croatian visa as well, plus Schengen visa if you have only one entry visa. So you need to get 2 visas.
Because, no, you're not getting me. Because for a Nigerian to get into Croatia, the client gets a Schengen visa.
You can get a Croatian visa as well.
From the Schengen,
No.
embassy, from the European embassy.
You can apply in a country that's part of Schengen for a Schengen visa and a Croatian visa as well.
Yeah. I got you.
Okay. But they have some terms you need to obey. So if you get a Schengen visa for, let's say, you apply in Slovenia, Austria, or a neighboring country, probably they'll ask you that your trip in that country has the same amount of days in that country as well as Croatia. So if you apply in, let's say, Slovenia for a Schengen visa, they're a neighboring country, and they are in Schengen right now. So if you apply in Slovenia, you need to take a trip in Slovenia for, let's say, 3 days, and then 3 days in Croatia. So these are the terms.
Okay. My name is Titilayo Fakumoju for Titifax Travels and Tour. My question is, aside the visa, I would like to know, for example, if I have a client that wants to come to Croatia, the hotel, the tour, everything, are you in the position to do that?
Me?
I mean,
no, we have agencies. Yes,
Okay.
yes, of course we have agencies. We have DMCs with us on board here at the stand, so you can come on later and ask them details. We, as a Croatian National Tourist Board, do not do that.
Okay.
Yeah. But you can have you can get a list of all of our hotels in Croatia on our website. So you can Croatian National Tourist Board. You can enter it in Google, and you have all the information about hotels, private accommodation, restaurants, things to do, things to visit, all of our main cities. And so everything's there. Also, all of our social media.
Yeah, hi. My name is Aman Jolly from India. You've spoken about Dubrovnik, Zagreb, Split, the little offbeat island Miljet.
Excuse me?
There's an offbeat island, Miljet.
Mljet.
Oh, I don't know
okay.
how you spell it.
Yes.
So, I'm just wondering, that could be promoted as one of the, off-key destinations for Croatia. And other question being, what are the PR requirements and immigration requirements for Croatia as of now?
Okay, so island of Mljet is in the south part of Croatia. You need to get there by boat. Yeah, it takes about a couple of hours to get there. And I'm sorry, the other question was?
The other question is for immigration. What are the immigration laws as of now and the tentative time required and the legalities involved?
Yes, this is a very narrow section, so this is something I would need to check with our Ministry of Internal Affairs.
Okay, thanks.
We can take one more question, guys. We'll give it to him. One more question.
Yes, good evening. This is Ihab, the managing partner of Ahkar Trading, Lebanon. My question is that there is countries that have been taking the authority to enter the European Union countries, like Latin American countries, let's say Brazil, Venezuela. Can these countries pass by the multi, the multi visa? Can they enter the other places which you've mentioned with their authority, because they have access to our European Union about 1 month temporary?
Yes, they can, because we are
That's
part of
possible.
European Union.
Great, thank you.
Yes.
I guess, thank you very much. Thank you all for attending, and I hope you all learned something and there's something to take back. Again, I will repeat, they are in Hall 6. Please visit them. There's a lot to learn. They have their DMCs also sitting. So go, learn, and enjoy the day. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you very much. And I just wanted to add, we brought some brochures, general brochures about Croatia. So please, when you exit, you can help yourself to learn more about Croatia, and we'll be more than happy to have you in Hall 6. Thank you.
Thank you.